Hello YouTube, it's CoralFire, and the 1.16 update, the Nether update, is finally here. I will be updating a few of my inventions and stuff like that for this update, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I thought I would talk about what is obtainable in the Nether. So a lot of people are trying Nether-only starts these days because the new Nether update, it just lets you live in the Nether like you would in the overworld. It's a lot harder to do this, but it is possible. So below me, I have tried to compile every single placeable block in the game that you can obtain only in the Nether. So you could start in the Nether and potentially you could get each one of these, or you could move those blocks around in the Nether. There's a couple things which do require Silk Touch, which you cannot get in a Nether-only start because you can't enchant anything. So that's a bit of an issue, but you can move those blocks around, or if you went to the overworld, you would be able to obtain them with Silk Touch in the Nether. So there are a few caveats, but I thought I would start and just mention some of these blocks are really obvious, Netherrack, that kind of stuff. Some of them do require some going around the Nether and finding treasure. So these aren't in any particular order. They're just sort of in the order that I place them down. So I'll just go through each one of these and we'll see what we have. Banners might be a weird place to start, but that's where we are. Because you can actually get wool from killing striders, getting string and crafting wool. So you can get wool. And then you can craft banners. And of course, you can find the snout banner pattern in bastions. So you can put that on them. Now you only can have grayscale. You can have white, light gray, gray, or black because you can get white from killing skeletons and wither skeletons and getting their bones and crafting that into white dye. Well, and of course that's just the default for wool anyway, but you can use it for, say, patterns. And then you can get black from killing withers, not wither skeletons, withers. When they fire at another mob and kill them, you'll get a wither rose, and then that can be crafted into black dye. So you have 4 options of wool and basically 4 options for dyes. Anything with this banner pattern or the regular ones that can be done in a loom you can build, but you can't do like the flower charges or anything like that. Carpets, of course, and beds, they'll both explode, of course, if you actually try to use them. Tripwire, that's just string placed on the ground. We have a wither skeleton skull. And then iron. Now this one's this one's tough because you gotta get it from loot. You gotta go raiding to find this sort of thing. So you'll find it in fortresses, that sort of stuff, and you can craft it up. The one exception to that, I believe, is the chain block, which can be found in various structures in the new Nether. You can get iron bars, you can get a cauldron, you could build up any of these iron things here. Tripwires, of course, hooks, of course, with the new Nether woods and an iron ingot. Hopper can actually be done, and rails. So iron stuff can be done. These would be hard to build for sure. You can build chests, trap chests using your tripwire hooks, smithing tables. These can be built up as well. Your anvils, and I've just put all 3 of them there for the sake of completeness. A loom can be built, as kind of fletching table, barrels, smokers. These can be built with blackstone. It can do some things, but not everything that regular cobblestone can do. So it can build a furnace, but it cannot build a brewing stand for whatever reason. I did test that in survival using a crafting bench, and nada. Fire of both types can be placed in the world, though not obtained in your inventory, using flint and steel fire charges or ghasts. Then you have the torches, the lanterns, and the campfires, and of course the soul fire variations of those. Netherrack, everywhere, easy to get. Soul sand, soul soil, gravel. The wither roses, again, you get that from killing the wither. You get the 2 different types of regular mushrooms found in the Nether, but you can't grow them into big mushrooms to get those blocks, simply because you can't grow them on anything other than mycelium or podzol, and those aren't found in the Nether. We have the basalt and polished basalt. A block of coal, you get that from killing wither skeletons. Then we have all of these different quartz blocks here, including the new quartz bricks. Gold can, of course, now be obtained from either these guys here, killing piglins, that sort of thing. what is this stuff called? Nether gold ore, right? Block of gold, weighted pressure plate. Bells can't be crafted, but they can be found as loot. If you go to enough nether fortresses and you find enough diamonds, you could make a block of diamond, a jukebox, of course, ancient debris, netherite, lodestone can actually be built, but it's useless because you can't make a compass, because you can't get redstone. Respawn anchor can be both built and charged. And then we have here the crimson nylium. We got the crimson fungus, the crimson roots, vines, netherwort, and the netherwort block. And then, of course, we have all of the crimson stem and hyphae, whatever you want to call this, the new crimson wood and everything that can be built out of it. And, of course, the same thing here with the warped versions of these and the warped nylium. And, of course, this also has the nether sprout, which is one more type of vegetation, I guess, if you're not counting the netherwort as part of this here. And then we have all the different types of blackstone obtained. This is my new favorite block, blackstone, hands down. New favorite block in the game. All the different types there. We have the crying obsidian, obsidian ender chest, of course. We have the glowstone, shroom lights, magma, lava, because it can be picked up with a bucket that you could build with your iron, bone blocks from killing skeletons. We have our nether brick and red nether brick variants. And then I put some ones here which I wasn't quite sure whether to include, but I thought I would anyway. We have, you can build a minecart, hopper minecart. Oh, I'm actually missing, there's one more here that I just realized that I'm missing here. And I feel silly for doing that there, but whoop, but you can actually get, let's go in here. So we have that one, and actually I forgot to add the minecart with a furnace to this. So let's just add that in there for the sake of completion there. So those are all the minecarts you can get. You can get a painting, and I'm not sure whether to include the portal block itself, but I put it in here because you can build another portal and place it wherever you want. You just can't, pick it up and place it. And of course, item frames can be achieved now because you can get leather from killing the new hoglin mobs. So that's it as far as I can tell. Every placeable block and item in the game that you can put into your world. Some of these, obviously, there's a few caveats, like the nylium, which you wouldn't be able to get with silk touch, but you could grow it using bone meal. So you could place some netherrack next to it, like this, and you could get some bone meal. And like the old days when you had to make these big chains to move grass, you could do that. So you could move that one. And the these guys here, the Nether Sprouts, these are only obtainable with shears in the Nether. So there are some caveats to some of these things, but yeah, any one of these can be placed in your world or moved around in some way, obtainable only in the Nether. No need to go to the overworld or the end for any of this stuff. This is all possible in the Nether. So let me know what you guys think about this, and stay tuned for updates for any of the things that you might have built that I've designed up here in your worlds. Updates will be coming very shortly so that the changes to redstone won't too drastically affect any builds from that. All right, folks, cheers.